other people as well.
Takeda Robbins, the bump set. Sergent.
And then if you just look at pure offense, pure volleyball skills, Starr Sergent's a future first-team All-Stater. She has got the whole complete package. Good wrist, good reach, great arm swing.
Sergent puts this one over. Sliding was Alejo. It's a point here for Mililani. And one more thing about the leadership thing. So they also vote on captains. And it's Ava Moniz, who is a captain, but she's on the bench, right? She doesn't see a lot of playing time. Even more so, who's going to step up when they're on the floor here? But right now it's Sergent. Maybe Sergent could be a captain. 16-11.
Trajectory, right? She actually is hitting down.
Sergent almost had the push. And from the back row, there. And this one goes off Keola, and good for an ace. Flying in Keola, and a net IP. Good sliding dig. And then Sergent at the apex for the put down.
It's a great word for her. She really does such a phenomenal job moving her feet to the ball, hitting at a high contact point. Take a look, inside set. Instead of jumping there, she moves there. She takes those steps, and if you can get one by Keola, you hit a good one.
Robbins, Miller, Sergent, Biete, Keola, Green, into the block. Hello, Sergent. On the floor to get the kill. And a couple here. Sergent slicing that one down. 4 kills for her. Put that one across. Terry Takeda Robbins, the bump set. Sergent's first swing of the night is a kill.
She is so technically sound, has great timing. And you just watch and there's not any bad swings. There's no.
Takeda Robbins, Miller, right side, Sergent, stabbed up Bolino, chased down there, and that one here in Emma Beach. Out it goes Bolino into the double block. Tweet, Mavave and Starr Sergent.
Maybe the biggest block that Mililani has. You see the post going up and down, staying out of the net.
I think Shaylee Burgess from Radford might be the only one. And she's around 6'4", 14-17. She's a basketball athlete too. Right, up over the top. Let's dug up there from Lima Tuck. Left side, right back to Lima Tuck. Into the block. Skeet got a hand on it. It was poked up there by Hutchinson. Free ball right back across from Tayatafa. Sergent.
And on that play, they ran the back one. Pretty advanced play for a right-sider. Typically something that middle blockers will use more, but you get that seam because you run a little quicker.
Hit right back across. Here comes Limata into the block. Tui Mavave and Sergent.
You know, so many times you tell your hitters, hit the line, right? You tell your left side hitters, hit the line because that's where the smaller blocker is until you play against Mililani and you see elbows over the net from number 12.
Hit out there from Miller. Takeda Robbins bumps into Sergent. Got it. Kill 3. Set point was outstanding.
Having a little dance party on the Mililani side. I saw some robots.
You see some shimmies here in this circle. And meanwhile for Campbell to try out. And only 60 can make the team. So he sees up right to Limata. And that one roofed. Sergent was in there. Tui Mavave.
One of the hardest things to learn along the way, the blocking. It's just about timing. It's about reading.
Takeda Robbins, Miller, backside. Sergent down the line.
Well, there's some youth. A little bit of a youth movement on this Campbell squad.
Ankle injuries for Kalaola. Suffered 2 days ago in the game against Pearl City. It drops off for an ace here for Sergent.
You know, and previously, not only Sergent wasn't serving, she wasn't playing back row and playing defense, and all of a sudden you get this 1-2 punch of her defense and her service pressure.
That gets the line. Able to put it for Takeda Robbins. Miller, Sergent, down the line and got the line. Run it down and hit it right back across. Sergent off the block, sliding, dig to keep it alive. Vinano goes outside. That's dug up there from Sergent, excuse me. And then Roberts tries to dump it and stabbed up there from Sergeant after a great play from her. From Danielson, Vinano to the right side. Cross-court shot dug up there from Sergeant. Dug up there from Takeda Robbins. Miller sets it. Right side, Sergeant. Her first kill of the night. Couldn't crush that one down. Instead, it's a set to Sergeant. Off speeder's good. And how good is she, the junior, second kill?
Versatile. Started her career as a middle blocker, moving to the right side. She's actually moved over to the left in club, but you get the feeling for Val Crabb. She really
the team this season. Sergeant, Ulu, the two-timer. Miller, the back set. Sergeant, got it.
When she gets her feet to the ball, the extension so high. That is a huge Waianae block, and she just went right over the top like nobody's business.
Jump set, middle, Marina stabbed up there from Sergeant, set that one up high. Miller sets this one to Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant able to knock that one down for kill number 4. Miller's there, Takeda Robbins, Sergeant for the set. A big opening set win here for Mililani. Sergeant able to put that one down, get the kill, and get Mililani up in the match 1-0. Volleyball. This pass goes right back to Takeda Robbins. Oh, Sergeant rises up and finally pushed right back across. Tolentino McCabe had that dig. Got all those points going. How about that bump set of Sergeant? Picked up there from Marinas. Stabbed at it by Paquello for Danielson. Miller to Sergeant. Through Ulu. And Sergeant puts it down. Miller to Sergeant. Dug up by Wagner. It's off the ceiling. It came down hot. Who's going to get it? Nobody. Back to Mamai Langafuaina. Cachola right back to Leslie. Roof, Sergeant, and Iwohi. The former Falcon flying high and contributing on that block. And it's a 7-1 run to start it here for Mililani. That's dug up there from Betham. Cachola goes to Mamai Langafuaina into the block again. Sergeant and Iwohi.
Yeah, Sergeant, we mentioned that's a big reason why she's on that right side this year. Can really play anywhere across that front row. But going up against these big hitters for Aiea.
Her footed, dug up there from Danielson. They go to Sergeant over the top of the double. Danielson had to keep it in play. It's hit over by Sergeant. Met there from Mane. And it's down. Betham for the set. Into the block. Betham punches.
With their offensive protector, but the spark of energy it brings.
Sergeant, tough angle, gets that one to go. It is Mililani 3, Aiea 1 here in this second set.
Big kill for Sergeant. That's just her first. They'd love to get her on track. Never really settled into a rhythm, did Mililani offensively after that.
There from Miller. This bump goes to Sergeant. Over 5 in a row. And off we go with Sergeant.
That time in the meeting at the net.
Overpass, and that's tapped down there from Sergeant. Not only that, but just the Cachola. Mamai Langafuaina into the block was roofed by Sergeant, and it deflected off of Mamai Langafuaina on the way down. And the third block here for Sergeant tonight.
And again, not a lot of the success for Mamai Langafuaina coming down the line. She hasn't tried to go down the line all.
Sergeant. They get one back. Miller had to pick it up on a bump set. Sergeant over the top. It's ruled in by the freshman Ike Malga. Enstrom outside. Delaney's full swing. There's a roll and a diving dig there from Enstrom. And that one pounded off the block by Sergeant after a great dig there from Miller. A little wild. Miller had to pick it up. Sergeant put it over the top. Miller sets it right side. Sergeant. That's dug up there by Oliveira. Dug up down the line. Delaney goes and she's going to get called here. Miller jump set for Sergeant. Ripping it. And scores. Sergeant has that quiet intensity about her. A great personality as well. He bangs home her third kill of the night. Enstrom. Utuko blocked at the net by Sergeant. And to Imamame.
The ebb and flows of volleyball. All of a sudden, you get the feeling Mililani in much better rotation. This is a place where they can put a little run together. Taylor Ikinaga
goes to Takeda Robbins. They go outside for Sergeant. It's dug up by Miller. Sergeant dug up Chris Miller. Takeda Robbins swings it for Sergeant. Chris Miller Sergent. Sliding there was Ikinaga. And Ikinaga again. Off the block and down. And Strum, the big swing. Dug up there from Sarah Wong. Sergent flat-footed and a good swing for the kill. The likes of Kahuku as well. Spencer blocked at the net.
Set up with a really good serve. And take a look now, the serve-receive pattern. You're going to see this very rarely in Hawaii. It's pretty much two people passing the court. It's Chrysostomo and it's Ikinaga. They're passing.
Been very successful the last few years for Val Crabb's crew. Sergent puts that one down.
Right, pretty simple. Nika Danielson, Starr Sergeant, gets some offense from Nani Seni. Serve tough. A problem more.
To that. This is off the block after set. And here's Sergent over the top. There's Chrysostomo. Miller the jump set. Sergent.
So much range, such long arms. Surprisingly quick feet, and then the extension. Textbook. She hits angles that not many people in the state do.
Her and Anela Pakaki-Pius.
Akeo. Got a color number on 2. Sergent, right side. Over pass comes the way of the Trojans. Sergent. We'll figure it out. Sergent, right side. Perfect touch.
Confident shot, right? A lot of times that becomes the default if the set's not quite perfect. This was a plan, and you really like the beach shot. A roll shot to the center of the court.
And put it down. Here's Robbins. Cover that time by Akiona Bannon, but came right back to her. Great effort plays all around.
Really special effort, right? That was a nice block. Runs the tail of the tape, and Akiona Bannon fast enough to not. D1 players.
First swing of the second set belongs to Starr Sergent. Bump set, Sergent way off the net. Miller to the cover to Mamabe. Good set for Sergent. With the serve, Sergent.
They stick you in the goal.
Sergent right side. Just enough speed. That time into the block, and there's Sergent. Closing the door.
That could have been the best cover I've ever seen from middle blocker. You're not supposed to have those kind of crazy reactions in ball control.
Football game Friday. Winner of that one goes to the Division I state. Again from McClure. Gets it over to Nerita. Now Robbins, big block. Sergent with the stuff. Takita Robbins, good dig. Sergent off the net, tough angle. Coming up next month.
Excited.
Another dig. Sergent. Sergent. A nice dig that time on Fiona. Miller, back set, obstacle for Sergent. Got that one down. 5 kills now for her. Towering over the block.
Right now, a tight set, but you get your feet to the ball real quick, and then seeing a little fierceness. I'll tell you, if Starr Sergent next year can bring more of that fierceness, she could be a Player of the Year candidate early in the season.
Sergent. Middle line's within 1.
And the difference in this rotation than some of the prior sets where they started getting on a run.
One good pass. Miller wants Sergent left side. Oh boy, tough angle.
Really has had a breakout year, hitting some crazy shots.
Short approach. Sergent again. You're seeing some of the best swings by Sergent all season. Tied at 23. We're at deuce in the third. Timeout Kamehameha.
We talked about a special swing against